Hey pilots, DK here. Welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk about something that I think a lot of us in Gen Z are experiencing, but not many of us are openly discussing. The title of this video says it all. Gen Z is lonely. Growing up, I always felt connected. I had friends, family, and later on, social media. But somewhere along the line, that sense of connection started to feel hollow. Despite having hundreds of friends online, I often felt completely alone. There was a time in high school when I really felt the weight of loneliness. I remember scrolling through Instagram, seeing everyone's highlight reels. It looked like everyone else was living their best life. Parties, vacations, constant fun. Meanwhile, I was sitting in my room, feeling like I was missing out. Even though I was connected to everyone online, I felt disconnected in real life. It wasn't just social media. Even at school, surrounded by classmates, I often felt isolated. There was this pressure to fit in, to be liked, to be interesting. But the more I tried to be what I thought others wanted, the less authentic I felt. I had friends, sure, but our conversations rarely went beyond the surface. It felt like everyone was wearing a mask, and I was no different. College was supposed to be different. New city, new people, a chance to start fresh. But the loneliness followed me there too. I remember sitting in my dorm room, surrounded by the buzz of campus life, and feeling completely alone. There were nights when I would go to the library just to be around people, even if I wasn't talking to anyone. It was like I was desperate for some form of human connection, but didn't know how to find it. I think part of the problem is that we're so plugged into our devices. It's like we've forgotten how to have real conversations. I noticed this when I tried to reach out to friends. Texts and DMs felt shallow and unsatisfying. I missed face-to-face interactions, the kind where you can read someone's body language and really feel their presence. I started journaling to process my feelings. Writing down my thoughts helped me understand where my loneliness was coming from. I realized that part of it was the pressure to appear perfect online, to always have something exciting to share. But real life isn't like that. It's messy and complicated, and sometimes it's just plain boring, and that's okay. One of the turning points for me was when I decided to be more intentional about my friendships. I reached out to a few people I felt comfortable with and made an effort to see them in person. We would meet for coffee, go for walks, or just hang out at each other's places. These interactions were so much more fulfilling than any number of likes or comments on a post. Another thing that helped was joining a club on campus. It was a small group, but it gave me a sense of belonging. We had regular meetings and events, and over time, those casual acquaintances turned into real friendships. I found that being part of a community, even a small one, made a huge difference. One specific memory stands out to me. It was during my second semester of college, and I was feeling particularly low. I had just finished a tough week of exams and felt like I had no one to talk to. I decided to attend a meeting of an environmental club I had joined but hadn't been very active in. Walking into that room, I felt nervous and out of place. But as the meeting went on, I started to feel more at ease. We talked about our goals for the semester, shared ideas, and even planned a local park cleanup. By the end of the meeting, I felt a sense of connection and purpose that I hadn't felt in a long time. Over time, these small efforts to connect made a big difference. I realized that it wasn't about having a large number of friends, but about having meaningful relationships, quality over quantity. I started to focus on nurturing the friendships that mattered most to me. We began having deeper conversations, sharing our fears and dreams, and supporting each other through tough times. I also made a conscious effort to spend less time on social media. It was hard at first because I was so used to checking my phone constantly, but gradually, I found that I didn't miss it as much as I thought I would. Instead, I used that time to read, go for walks, or even just sit and think. It was refreshing to disconnect and live in the moment. Another important step was learning to be comfortable with solitude. There's a difference between being alone and being lonely. I started to appreciate my own company and enjoy the time I spent by myself. Whether it was reading a book, cooking a meal, or just sitting in a park, I learned to find peace in solitude. One thing that really helped me was starting a gratitude journal. Every day I would write down 3 things I was grateful for. It could be something as simple as a sunny day or a kind word from a friend. Focusing on the positive aspects of my life helped shift my perspective and made me feel less alone. It's also important to reach out for help when you need it. I remember feeling hesitant to talk to anyone about my loneliness because I didn't want to seem weak or needy. But when I finally opened up to a close friend, I was surprised at how understanding and supportive they were. Sometimes, just sharing your feelings with someone who cares can make a huge difference. So, if you're feeling lonely, know that you're not alone. It's something many of us are going through. It's important to take small steps to connect with others in meaningful ways. Reach out to friends, join a club, or simply spend more time offline. Real, authentic connections are out there, and sometimes it just takes a bit of effort to find them. Thanks for watching, and if this video resonated with you, please like, comment, and subscribe. Share your experiences with loneliness in the comments below, and let's support each other. Remember, we're all in this together. Until next time, take care and stay connected.